Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Family Business Matters. Today we're going to cover growing and protecting your family's wealth, and the focus is definitely on the family's wealth. Today with me, two eminent gentlemen, Mr. Ben Law from Exceed Financial and Mr. Daniel Dumble from Arete Finance. Welcome, gentlemen.
Morning, Lloyd.
How are you going, Lloyd? Yeah.
Very well indeed.
Thank you.
Now, family business is a very interesting thing, and in a previous episode we talked about the nasty little 5 Ds of family business, being death, divorce, disability and disease, and that horrible little thing called I don't care. But today we're going to be looking at how do we grow that wealth quadrant and how does the family look at protecting that. So Ben, in the financial planning world, because I know you're a third generation off a family business as well. So what do you see as the really critical thing to sort of making sure that the family itself grows wealth?
Well, Lloyd, most family businesses are in business to grow their wealth. That's what they're there to do. They're there to grow the business, build a legacy, hopefully hand it on to the next generation better than they found it, and along the way build the wealth of their family and themselves personally. And ostensibly what happens most times is all of their wealth is tied up in the business or the family home. And obviously that can be very, very good. It also can be very bad because obviously your family's wealth position is totally tied into the success or failure of the business.
Mm. And so I suppose there you're talking about it puts stress on the people operating in the business, but it also takes a little bit away peace of mind of the families that aren't working in the business, I suppose. Mm. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The more financially secure a business is and protected, and also the family's wealth protected, gives people a lot of peace of mind, which is what we're all after. Now, family businesses by nature are risk takers. So to get where they are, they've had to take risks. There's risks in everything in the world. It's just making sure they minimise the downside risk in a family business, and that's where they truly end up getting peace of mind. Mm.
And Daniel, in the last episode there, we were talking about finance as that enabler, and it helps them get their strategy right, and it helps them get other things. And so your thoughts and concurrence there with Ben, sort of how do you see that, the financial planning and the financial broking and accessing finance blending in?
Yeah, look, it works quite well, Lloyd. Ben and I have worked together before with a number of mutual clients. Ben looking at the wealth creation side, protecting assets as much as he can through separate entities and that type of thing. I'll come in and generally focus fairly hard on a couple of things, minimising what I call bank risk. A lot of businesses don't really see their bank as a potential risk, but they can be. So I'll look at strategies to minimise that bank risk. And the other thing I'll look at also is minimising the risk to the family home. How do we actually get that out of the bank lending scenario to ensure that a bank can't come and sell it up at some stage in the future? So that's my component of what I do with Ben's or our mutual clients at the end of the day. Yeah.
And I suppose both have actually spoken about risks. So, Ben, risk profiling, I suppose, is an awful thing to talk about, but and it's first thing that people go is, hang on, they're trying to work out my profile so they can sell me insurance and that sort of thing. So how do you go about that? So the family that might be 4 or 5 generations old and they've accumulated 20 or 30 or 40 million dollars worth of assets and that sort of stuff, but they're into the cousin consortium and that sort of thing. So how does those sorts of things, challenge you as a professional advisor in that area and part of a team that's there to promote and support the family to actually, as we say in here, grow and protect that wealth?
Well, I think, Lloyd, the old adage that what we can measure, we can control. or at least adjust. And I think most family businesses make the mistake if they don't actually know what risks they're exposed to in their position. So again, as I said, they're risk takers, so they take on the risk to grow the business to where they are, but they don't understand the consequences of missing a few key important points in their situation. And the first one, as Daniel talked about, was bank risk.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.